Whether you're a brand new fan or a longtime viewer, you can support the show and the cast of Roll20 Presents by going to roll20.net/start/roll20presents and signing up for a free account. Dungeon Masters will find maps, tokens, and a cornucopia of exciting tools to improve their game. Players will gain access to built-in character sheets with support for dozens of different role-playing games. No matter what role you take, our quantum randomized dice roller is there to keep the action moving. Don't wait to join the party. Sign up today at roll20.net/start/roll20presents. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're back in the dungeon. It was all a dream. There were some fish and some salty dampness, and now we're back right here where we belong on Roll20 Presents Dungeons & Dragons, Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, brought to you by Roll20, a production of Roll20. Hi, everybody. Hello and welcome. Hello there.
Hi.
Hello. How's everybody been? Dave, I promised that I was going to ask because I want to know, and now I'm going to ask, how is Final Fantasy treating you? Are you enjoying it? Is it great?
Yeah, I have played like way too much. I hurt my wrist playing. I need to do wrist exercises now because I was mousing too much. It's been out, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
It's not even technically out yet, right? It comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. I've played maybe, I want to say, 75 hours or something, maybe like 20 hours of sleep over these couple of days. The rest of the time. It's really, really, really good. It's the best expansion so far.
Yeah.
I really like the new jobs.
Oh, that's good.
I leveled one up in like a day because the grind bit was going to be boring, so I just smashed it.
I was gonna say, don't you have every job in that game, like aside from the new ones, like
maxed out? Yes,
maxed out. Okay.
Yeah, I did that like ages and ages ago. So I was kind of like very ready for the expansion because, you know, once you've got every class leveled and know how to play all of them stuff and done all the raids and you can finish MMOs, you can like sort of soft finish them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Like there's always more things to do, but you're just doing things you've already done.
Yeah. Basically. But this feels really new and really fresh. The story is like interesting at points. The music is the best so far, and this game already has the best music of any MMO or kind of almost any game. But that's like a very difficult claim to make. There are some games with some really good soundtracks, but 14 is absolutely no slouch as well. But yeah, I've played far too much. I'm not finished yet. I've got lots and lots more to do. I stopped playing, I don't know, 5 minutes after the call went up. I was still just doing stuff.
Yeah, that's a thing. I feel like that's definitely been a thing where like we've gotten, not with this group, but with other groups, there have been players where we're like well into the pre-show, we're live, and be like, so what have you been up to? And they're just in the middle of playing a game. And we're like, I'm not even going to call this person out, but if you watch Court of Swords, you know who I'm talking about. And they're just like in the middle of play. We're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll just move on. Someone else. Dan, what have you been up to? Yeah, well, that's good. So I'm finding it like really daunting. Like I want to get into it. I want to play Final Fantasy 14, but like, yeah. So in chat, Jack's Not Funny just said the same thing. I'm like, where do I start? Because everyone's like, the beginning is boring, so skip over those things and then do something else. But I'm like, but I don't want to be that person who's like, hi everybody, I'm level 50 and I've never played this before. What do these abilities do? I don't know.
That's fine. I said I would help you out. We've been writing, the FC actually has been writing an onboarding document.
Yes.
And other people who want to join us.
Nerds.
But yeah, it is super daunting, and they really, really need to fix the pacing of the first, or like the base game, because so many people quit before hitting level 50 because the story gets so slow.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, yes, I'm going to do the next expansion. There are more quests between like 2.0, which is the base game, and the end of the story there, and the patch content leading up to the next expansion than there is in the base game.
Sure. Yeah.
So
well,
bad.
and there's a level of tedium that I think an MMO requires, but it's a very like you gotta thread that needle. You gotta get it exactly right. So yeah.
Hopefully they'll change it soon. They've said they would like to before the next expansion, but
yeah.
I've already done it.
Well, maybe after convention season winds down, I'll give it a try.
Hopefully the little baby.
Yeah.
I love help.
Yeah. I hear you can be a bunny now, so like, cool.
Cute.
So for folks asking, Elf is occupado with LARP duty, I believe, this week. I believe this is a long because it's the Canada Day. It's the Canada Day long weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what Canada Day celebrates, except that
Happy
Canada,
birthday, Canada
exists. I don't know. Is it Confederation of Canada or whatever? I don't know. I'm a bad Canadian. I think it might be the invention of the Stanley Cup or the opening of the first Tim Hortons. It's maybe one of those.
Was it the discovery of maple syrup?
It might be, yeah. The first time some Quebecois like nailed a hole in a tree and stuff came out and they drank it because that's just drinking tree blood. Canada, it's a nation of tree vampires. I'm not actually sure why we have a holiday, but this is the weekend of that holiday.
Is it tree vampires? I don't know if you count as a vampire if the blood you're drinking is of a tree.
Well, I mean, they're
I think
vampires, but
you
not
have to go
from
through another plant.
normal vampires are blood vampires, and if you drink tree blood, then you're a tree vampire.
Isn't that just like a vegetarian?
I don't think so.
They suck the life essence out of vegetables.
I mean, everybody does that. You do not eat
don't.
vegetable. Okay, good. I see. Good.
Vijay does not eat vegetables.
Well, enjoy your malnourishment, weirdo. Yeah, so it's Canada Day, so that means that most people in Canada have today off of work. Not me, because I don't care about that shit. I'm here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. But Elf is also using this time to game, just in the other game that she does. So she's off in the wilds, dressed up like a witch, cursing people with tennis balls. So we will miss her in her absence. And we'll play some Dungeons and Dragons anyway. And it's going to be a chaotic return episode anyway, because God knows nobody knows what the hell's going on. I have a thing that I want to talk about, but it's downstairs and I need to get it so that I can show the stream. So I'm going to leave it to the three of you to entertain chat for just like a hot minute. I will be right back. I'm going to go get the thing. So be entertaining.
I wasn't sure if he meant downstairs, like downstairs on another layer of the dungeon, or downstairs in his
I
house.
think he meant literal, a literal sense.
I mean, I understand that now because he just went downstairs. By the way, everyone say hi to Miro. You can see him in the back of the stream.
Oh, that's the baby head.
Yeah, that's Miro. I know that not everyone knows about him, but he's my son and Dave's old character.
Are you talking about Miro?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Miro.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's the best. He's the best severed head I've ever owned. So what I want to talk about is
that's not a long list.
Listen, we don't need to talk about that right now. So sometimes when you are an influencer like we are, your name ends up on a list and people send you things sometimes because they want you to like see them and talk about them on the internet. So I'm gonna bite this time. It's appropriate for this channel. So the other day, Jim Zub, which is a name if you are a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, you'll probably recognize. Jim sent me a couple of these books. They're called The Young Adventurer's Guide. One of them is called Warriors of Weapons. The other one's called Monsters and Creatures. And they're D&D books with no rules in them to introduce people. They're not out yet. They come out on the 16th. They're supposed to introduce, I guess, kids, but they could introduce anybody to Dungeons and Dragons who had never played before. And it made me think, so there's been a bunch of times where in this campaign and in Tomb, like there'd been a monster or like a spell or something has happened And everybody who's been playing D&D for a long time was like, oh, I know about this. That's obviously a carrion crawler. And then Blue Jay, who is only new to D&D, was like, what? What is everybody talking about?
I don't know what this is.
What the fuck is an owlbear? And that's what these books are for. So like the little monster manual guy, like it shows pictures of like monsters. They're organized just like another role-playing game into the places where you will find them. So you might be looking in like the mountains or the swamp or whatever. And then like it's got big cool picture of a really monster. Cool. Yeah. And then it just says like special powers, deadly ferocity, keen sight and smell. And then it says when you're fighting them or when you're encountering them, there's a list that says do this and don't do this. So owlbears, use bait to distract their attacks. Watch out for other enemies. Don't do this. Don't think you can scare them away, and don't poke around an empty lair for too long. And like, it's just like, it's all of the kind of stuff that when you're GMing a game, you're like, this is the actual important stuff, like the difference between a short sword and a long sword, or like what a tiefling is.
One is long and one's short.
Yeah, but like they go into detail that is missing from the books, and I think it's really cool. And I hope that future versions of the game give us more of that like fictional stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually know
They're
Jim
really
Zub
cute.
not from any kind of Dungeons and Dragons thing, but because he writes comics.
Comics, yeah.
He wrote Wayward, which was really cool. I guess he's also Canadian. So happy Canada Day to Jim Zub. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought these are cool. I think this is so great. These little like books, and I guess the idea is that you want to get into D&D, so you get one of these to get familiar with it. Kind of reminds me of there was a Japanese Dungeons and Dragons supplement that basically came out in Japan to be like, okay, so Dungeons and Dragons, it's a thing. It's full of words that don't make any fucking sense to a person who's not raised in Western fantasy. What is a cleric, right? Like, here you go. And so it explained like, okay, so a cleric is sort of like a monk and sort of like a fighter and sort of like a Shinto priest. And it like explains it and has all these diagrams. And the whole purpose of the book is just to like teach you cultural context for stuff that is normally overlooked. So these are really cool. These are like such a neat idea for D&D. They're D&D books with no D&D in them. And
that's
I guess,
pretty rad.
Yeah, I guess you could just like,
that.
yeah, I'll let you borrow my copies. You can look at them. They're really cool.
I'm pretty much a child. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like there are other games that could do with books like that, so that you divorce them entirely from their mechanics and just enjoy the other things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any of them because we're on a specific channel for a specific
I think
game.
that you're
feel
allowed
like
to
I
talk
can
about
think of
games
one.
that
Yeah,
are
we can all
coming
think
out.
of some. So I will say this. Here's a compare and contrast. And I have no, this is Adam Cole speaking, not Wizards of the Coast. Games Workshop, guys, they put out or are putting out a series of kids books set in the Warhammer universe. Which, like, yeah, okay, that's a thing, making kids products now, but like they're very strange. It's an odd world that we live in. But I think that game companies like Wizards and like others are realizing that like lots of people are getting into D&D, and it's kind of like what happened when the Wii came out, and there were all of these people who were like, I'm not a video gamer, I'm just a cool grandma. And then cool grandma was like, I could be a video gamer. I'll play the Wii. I'll play that Wii tennis. And now grandma is like, you know, fragging noobs in Counter-Strike. And I feel like these are the kinds of things that a hobby sort of needs to like continually to survive. Because if you gave, I mean, I was a 10-year-old who was given a copy of AD&D, and like most non-total dweeb 10-year-olds would be like, what is this math? Get away from me, Gary Gygax.
Okay,
So,
but have you heard of Skyrim Grandma?
yes. Yeah. Right.
She has 700,000 subscribers on YouTube.
You don't need to tell me about how Skyrim Grandma is better at my job than me. Okay?
Right?
Like, congratulations.
She's better at my job than me too.
Yeah.
Skyrim Grandma is great.
So this is the thing. We're going to get D&D Grandma, right? We're going to get like, it's a whole thing. And like kids love making shit up. So this is a really great way to get them into D&D, to be like,
Yep.
We'll get you with the rules later, but for now, you're going to read these books and you're going to get stoked about like, look at the cute cat person and look at the cool tiefling and I want to be a wizard. And then later you can be like, all right, here you go. There's a game attached to this. And then that's how you can, you get them in through the starter products, which normally I would discard, but 5e has a really good starter set. So it's nice to see that line kind of get filled in. Yeah. I said to Jim on Twitter, I think this monster book is better than the monster manual at everything that the monster manual attempts to do that isn't stat blocks. Like every description of monsters in this monsters and creature books, I'm like, I can use that. And the monster manual is just kind of like, here's the stats and some art. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's rough. Sometimes there are entries in the monster manual which don't have pictures. And people are like, okay, what do I see? And you're just like, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
It's stat block.
Whatever you see, it's got 14 strength. So
yeah, it's like
You see a
big.
stat block.
yeah.
Oh, it's huge, but not huge, just large.
It's large, huge. Well, we've had that problem before, right, Dave? Where I'm like, you see a huge creature, and you're like, it's large. It's a huge creature that's large. Yeah. What was that? What was that? There was a crab, right? A huge giant crab.
Yeah,
Huge
the huge giant crab.
Well, I will say this: if I had to choose between fighting a gelatinous cube and fighting a stat block, I know which one I would pick.
Gelatinous cube sounds like more fun.
Yeah.
Depends on what's in the stat block.
Yeah, that's true. It depends on how big the stat block is. Is it huge, giant, large, or colossal?
Yeah.
Or small or tiny? That's the range, right? I always forget.
What if you had, would you rather fight one human-sized stat block or 100 duck-sized stat blocks?
Well, ducks have their own stat block, and everything is a 5x5 cube. So,
It's a lot. It's a lot of ducks.
Did we
did
prepare
discover
any-
that, according to my incredibly informal poll, most people would prefer to fight a single red dragon than the equivalent mass in swans,
Why?
which works out to be about 100 swans.
Yeah. I mean, like a dragon, you could like reason with. Swans will just destroy you.
I mean,
The
100
opinions
swans.
seem to be largely divided on personal experiences with swans.
Am I
Right.
me or am I a Dungeons and Dragons character?
You're a D&D character.
What kind of
Okay.
D&D character? Do I have Fireball?
Well,
In which case,
there are 4
roast
people.
swan.
I would do the
Conversation
swans,
went on for a
honestly.
while.
Dragons
You
have-
started this.
Dragons
that's
have
true.
breath
Garrulous
weapons and legendary stuff.
Monolith brings up a great point. Action Economy says never fight 100 ducks, right?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm. That was the principal argument against
I
fighting
think that's
swans.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, but all 100 ducks can't attack you all at once.
True,
and
you're
honestly,
only
We
ever
worked
gonna
out
be-
the math though, and you can only do 1 AoE per turn, so they can move in and out pretty efficiently.
Well, you can only fight 8 ducks. You're only taking on 8 ducks at any given time. That's the maximum amount of
Yeah, but the
land-based.
ducks can move in and out.
okay, but
Well, but
the
you get
dragon
attacks of
has a
opportunity
lair
on them as they
action.
move away
Like,
from
You only get 1 per
Action.
turn.
True, that's true. If I had to
Unless
put, if
the-
somebody gave me 100 gold and they said 8 is gonna fight 100 ducks, who are you gonna put your money on? I'd put it on 8 because
To be clear, not ducks, swans.
okay, sure,
And they're protected by the queen, so
so now you're arguing with the legal ramifications of the after effects of killing all these swans.
no, they can bring in backup.
8 would kill the queen. Easy peasy.
I mean, the queen, despite being royalty, is still stat-wise probably a commoner. So, though she is immortal, though, so you'd kill her and she'd just come back. So,
Yes.
I don't think she would actually go through the
She's a
like
tree
process
vampire.
of death. I don't think she would do the death thing. I think she's like she wouldn't die and then come back. She
Yeah.
just would die. I don't think she has.
Just laugh in your face as your sword went snicker snack.
She wouldn't laugh in your face. She would just ignore you as you were trying to hit her and do her weird little like old lady walk.
I feel like just getting to the queen is the problem. Like, if your mission was to destroy the queen, like, you'd get run over with a tank before that would happen.
Is that why she has so many palaces? So we don't know where her
Yes, it's a cup game, so you never know where the queen
Mhm.
is. They shuffle her around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can't talk about this. It's Canada Day. I'm not allowed.
I mean, I think
All
that
right.
this is the best day to talk about.
Before we get started, though, one other thing to talk about, and that's costumes. We did the thing. We finally you made them, and they were did, and we made
Set it on fire and
photos.
threw it away. That is
Yeah,
untrue.
Wait. So it's been in between sessions that we did that.
I
Time
think
passes in such a weird way.
The photos are like a real thing now. I think we might have
I think
taken
we
them before.
Did them, but now the photos exist.
Yeah, but now they exist.
Right. I will link.
You have posted them.
Yeah.
I will be posting them this week.
Yeah, there's some photos, so keep an eye out for that. I finished editing them. I passed them off. I know Blue Jay and Lauren both have showed some.
I will
some
copy this
hints.
link to a tweet that was retweeted by Dungeons and Dragons, so it's got to be legit to
Yeah, thanks,
tweet.
Andy.
Mm.
Yeah, now I just need to put together my Mad Mage costume, and then we're good for PAX.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to get 100 large googly eyes?
Mm-hmm. The internet,
I
probably
have
Amazon.
a lot of regular sized ones, but we can make 100 large ones happen.
I think. Let me look at the
Various
the
The answer
robe
is
of-
probably China.
Yeah, right. That's where Halaster got his.
Probably, actually.
Let's see. Robe of it doesn't. From what I can tell, the robe of eyes does not describe the size or number of eyes, and in fact
feel
says
like
it's just
different
adorned with
size
eye-like
eyes.
patterns.
Oh, well, that's not eyes.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I was saying that I have a printer. I can print out a bunch of
no,
eyeballs.
I want the plastic googly eyes that you can just, and I want to buy a bathrobe and just glue them on there. And then I need a gray wig, and I'll just wear my sunglasses, and I'll get some shorts.
The
and
dude.
some flip-flops.
So the dude's bathrobe is like a brown terry cloth.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll go on Amazon.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be the big Halaster. That's my plan. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I wonder if PAX will let me just like walk around drinking White Russians all day. I guess they don't have to know about it.
They don't have to.
Look,
Yeah, they don't need to know.
look elsewhere, PAX. You didn't hear me say that.
I mean, they don't. They allow you to take in beverages.
Yeah. Like, so how big do we want these eyes to be?
If we could get like a mixed bag of eyes, I would love my costume to be a mixed bag. If we can get like a mixture of sizes for them, that'd be really good. But
Cool.
a non-alcoholic White Russian is just a glass of milk.
Yeah. So that's not
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. Dave will not be going to PAX because there is an ocean that's pretty hard to cross. But 8, I think we're gonna get a toaster.
We submitted a panel. If now PAX, you can listen. We submitted a panel for the cast because everybody will be there, save our across the sea friend. But we have some special things planned.
Unless someone wants to donate like $2,000.
Yeah, hey, we've done it before. Yeah, so hopefully that'll get approved and we'll be able to actually do a panel, and that can be the day we all cosplay, and that'd be really fun. But we'll see how it goes. It's all still up in the air. What's not up in the air or under the sea is
Thank
our group of
God.
adventurers. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut right back. You know, the most important thing about being a streamer is good segues. So I am a professional. I'm
You know who's
trained.
probably really good at good segues? Skyrim Grandma.
Skyrim Grandma. Yeah, she probably is. I don't think so. I don't think Skyrim Grandma has ever had to run a D&D show before. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably cut like right back into the scene where you were. Like, we'll ignore the fact that you all got a long rest and leveled up, and we'll just cut right back into the room. So let me describe the room that you're in again. And I think probably what is happening is like you've all just gapped out for a second, and your new best friend Rizaril is like,
so weird.
Hey, pay attention. I'm talking to you.
Oh my God, magic.
So let's see. You are in.
I can only see myself on this map, which may be because everyone else is in a room and I went off to
Yes,
explore.
yeah, that is because you are alone. That is why you can only see yourself.
It's because I was like, fuck you. I'm
Yeah, you're
exploring.
around the corner, so let's not worry about that. So I guess for you, Jewel, you can see where you're at. You're at the end of a hallway, and one of the halls is partly collapsed, and there's 2 doors. 8, you were standing in the doorway, and then Makaria, you were in the room. Rin is just non-suspiciously absent and will just appear again. Reality's all wobbly, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Rin will return to us in time. But for now, I guess that means that Makaria is the one talking to Rizaril.
It's true. I was.
So you were in a room surrounded by nervous-looking, slightly greasy humans. They're kind of like lanky, like greasy hair. They're all a little underfed. They're a bit twitchy. And they're all wearing the black armband of the Zentarum, who have allied themselves with the up until very recently invisible Rizaril the Drow. In the middle of this room, there is a wooden table with some paper on it, with some stones. Oh yeah, right. This was the room where you walked in on them playing Dungeons and Dragons, because they have a map with like walls and like
Yeah.
set up on the table. There's some like basic furniture in the room, and the whole place just like smells vaguely of like body odor and like other like unpleasant human smells. I think Rizaril is like snapping his fingers. He's like, hello, excuse me, hello? And then you kind of like blank hard and you return to the conversation. So, you're going to kill Shun for us.
Sean, yes.
Shun, yes, that's what I said.
Yes, where is he exactly? Sorry. Not sorry. What?
Well, he's elsewhere.
In my life.
I'm not myself. You like get some water in your ear? Like
it's like
I was about to say that. Eight's just like tipping their head and like water's coming out.
Somebody pulls a trout out of their pocket and throws it away.
Jewel like coughs up a hairball, but it's just a fish.
Yeah.
Then you eat it again.
Let's see if Rizril knows where Shun is. So he says somewhere on this level in the other outpost, the one you didn't destroy. You're already halfway done, so gather up your friends and go and find Shun, and if you kill him, tell him Rizril sent you. Yes, that'll show him.
That's very well and good, Rizzo, but why can't you and your compatriots do that?
Disrespectful human. He scowls.
I'm not a human for one, but sure.
He scowls and he says, my resources, and he looks at the squirrely humans around him. My resources are somewhat thin of late. I can't be everywhere at once. It's called delegating. It's how you manage properly. So I'm delegating you to go and he waves. Deal with this problem.
Right. So we already dealt with the Xanathar Fight Club for you, and now we're going to deal with Sean for you. And what are you going to do for us exactly?
He looks around and he says, well, I'm very influential, and I will, I'll let everyone know. My contacts, both above in the city and down below in Skullport.
He's trying to pay an exposure to do it.
I'll make sure that they know that you've served me well. Besides, aren't you and he gestures at the Weasley people. Aren't you one of them already? I'm very well known in the Zentarum. My word goes a long way.
Mine goes a longer way. I don't need your assistance with that.
Well, then we're already on the same side. So, Shun Shurith is your enemy already, so kill him for your own benefit then.
How about you... Did we already get a copy of the map on the table?
No, I believe that was...
Right,
that
he was like,
part
no,
of
don't look at it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I can trust you.
We kill Sean for you.
His name is Shun.
And you tell us the quickest. Do we want quick or safe? Quickest way to get
the
to
whole
the
map.
Skullport.
The whole
We just
map.
want the map.
The whole map.
Yes. And gold.
And also gold. Why do we want gold?
Who doesn't want gold? He folds his arms over his chest, and his little like companion, this little guy.
Oh right, I remember that guy.
Hisses at you, like from his shoulder, and he's like, there, Marigold, it's fine. And then he turns to you and he says, if you have any expectation of surviving in Skullport, you're going to need allies. The help I can give you is more valuable than any gold.
Inside check.
I like how you say that from around the corner. Like,
You'll just like peers around.
Fucking do it.
Yeah, all right.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I feel like Jewel was like, I feel like Makaria's leading this conversation for some reason.
What the heck? All right. Well, we've already learned that 8 has some weird insight into human, like.
Don't know why. Always roll well on insight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, what do you want to know? Like,
specifically, how much pull he has. Whether he's
Yeah, he keeps saying that he's got a ton of friends in high places.
I don't know how. I don't know if you can pick up like self-delusion with flight, but
Yeah, right. Like if you weren't such a horrific murder bot, you would have a great life as a counselor. I mean, so you could push him a little harder. Like he's operating on bravado right now. He may have more to offer you if you try to intimidate him or perhaps persuade him or something like that.
I like the idea of us, I look at 8, killing all of you and taking the map and whatever else you have in here.
That sounds like an intimidation check. You can roll it with advantage if 8. Well,
Looks
hold
like
on.
a
8,
murder bot.
do you menace them? Yeah, right. Are you being menacing?
8 ever
All right,
not
so
being
you can
menacing?
make that roll.
God, I wish I had better charisma.
Oh
there's
boy.
a 1.
So for those of you who might be listening on the podcast version of this show, Blue Jay got a 1, and then with advantage, a 3. So Rizaril responds by saying, "You wouldn't dare! I'm far too important. And besides," and he snaps his fingers, and like some more squirrely looking nerds come in from the other room, and there, there's some posturing, there's some like putting hands on weapons, and he says, "But besides, we have you outnumbered."
I look at 8. What do you think? Should we go kill Shunned first?
Yes. Were Rin not inconspicuously absent, perhaps we would be in a better position to negotiate.
I'm sorry,
As
Rin,
it is.
sorry,
Right.
Rin who? Rin just got Smith July'd. It's fine.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
So,
Right. Well, I'll go get more corpses first, and then we won't be as outnumbered. That sounds great. Let's do that.
And he nods. You can see that Rizaril is very happy with himself. And he's like, good, excellent. Well, remember, before you let him die, make sure he knows I sent you.
why would that matter if he then dies?
Do you have some kind of beef with Kalimvor?
And he scoffs. And he's like, Kalimvor? I think not. We have our own gods, thank you very much. And when I meet with Shun Shurith again in the Demon Web pits, he'll have an eternity to remember. I bested him here where it mattered most.
Oh, that's Demon Web pits.
And he nods.
Huh.
Where are those? Are they also in the dungeon?
Yeah, if you go low enough in Undermountain, eventually you find them. They're down there.
I think he's talking about Lolf.
Don't know who that is.
She has fighting pits where demigods fight, and didn't we learn that?
I can never remember what that's bullshit and what's real. So
She has
That's
fighting pits in
amazing.
Skullport where gods and demigods battle each other. You would do well there, 8.
I don't think I'm. Guess we'll find out.
you're like, am I high enough level to kill a demigod? I guess if they're weak. Oh god, wouldn't that be ironic that Makaria finally meets Merkel and 8
And
just
then
kills
8 just, oh god, that would be rough.
Nice god, I'll take it. Blap, and just kills her.
Oh god,
Wait,
that
does
would
that
be
make
gracious.
8 the new Merkel?
That would
it
you would inherit
actually
his
yes.
portfolio, yeah.
Yeah, you could inherit his portfolio. But the problem is that 8's jam
Character
isn't in line with Merkel's. Like 8 could kill Ball, and I guess you could kill all 3 of them and then become awesome. But yeah.
If you killed all 3 of the dead 3, would you then be like a regular god and not just like a demigod?
I think probably by that point, yeah. I'm not sure what
The 3 demigods make a.
yeah, I'm not sure the math on that. You'd have to ask AO. But
Right, next time I see him, I'll take it up with him.
I definitely think. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with the Forgotten Realms having a terrifying murder robot for their god of death.
I came from another dimension to kill you gods and take their place.
That would be a crisis of conscience for sure.
That's a really, really good movie poster, though, for 8. Like, they came from another dimension to kill God. Dun, dun, dun. Perfect. I love it. Yeah. So if you ever come across, it's like Boozum says. You ever run across Merkel in the road, kill the Merkel. So we'll see. In the meantime, you bid Rizaril farewell. And then you have naught but the dungeon before you. Where do you want to go? What's the plan now?
I don't know where the other hideaway is supposed to be.
So we know
they don't either.
The one we dealt with was over here. So I'm kind of like,
we just came down a really long hallway. Maybe down here.
There's also this whole section to the northeast that we never discovered.
Yeah,
off the Goblin Market.
After the Goblin Market.
Right.
For the Goblin Sepulcher.
Yeah, I remember
Lovely
that.
rooms around there.
Maybe it's off the Goblin Market.
There's also like this door here. They refused to tell us.
That door they said was.
They said don't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
No bueno.
So it should be on the other side.
side.
Why don't we go back down to the room where we
You
saw the
open the
rest?
door and it's just a Xanathar base, and they're just like
Just like a-
bad neighbors.
It's like a college dormitory situation.
Oh, good.
And like the room up to
Oh,
the
and they argue over the shared kitchen.
shed kitchen. Yeah, exactly.
Why don't we go back down to where we saw the rust monsters? Because there was a door at the end of that room and see if it leads anywhere. And if not, we can go all the way back up to the Goblin Market.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But I feel like while we're here, we may as well.
For sure.
Okay, so where to?
So down this hallway that we are currently in,
Okay.
back to the room.
Okay.
And then I think Jewel heads over to the door, the far end.
Okay,
and,
so this just we'll go reminder wise. So this room, this chamber is an arched ceiling, 30 feet high. The wall decor is bas reliefs of dwarves singing and drinking. There are empty iron torch brackets marking the north and south walls. And there are scratch marks on the walls below the brackets where the rust monsters were trying to climb up and eat them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you are standing before a doorway. What do you want to do?
is it a normal doorway like the other ones that we've seen?
Yes, I will let you know when it is a door that is not a standard bought in bulk from the Costco door.
Costco doors.
Yeah, this is a Costco
I think
door.
Jewel tests it. If it's not locked, she'll just open it. If it's locked,
Okay.
then she'll...
Yep. It is unlocked. So I will slide the door away. So beyond, there's a hallway. Immediately almost 40 feet up, 20 feet up to your right, there's a hallway. You can see that there. The hall continues forward and into the darkness.
Okay. She moves into the hallway. There's something at the end of the hallway.
Yes. Yeah. So at the end of the hallway, you see what used to be an iron chandelier, but is now rubble. It seems to have fallen from its anchor point on the ceiling and crushed a giant spider. There is a very dusty, very dead giant spider crushed under a chandelier.
I was wondering if it was a dead chandelier, and I was like, what?
Yeah, the chandelier is dead. The spider is still alive, though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
I too understand that sometimes
do we
you
wanna
just
go
gotta-
up-
whether you can reach and just smash it with it.
Right, exactly. Somebody just was like, "Oh God, spider!" and just grabbed the chandelier. So the chandelier, it fell and smashed down on the spider. To your right, as you come around the corner, there is a chamber full of thick, sticky webbing.
Gross.
To your left, another chandelier lies smashed on the ground, and there's a door down on this end.
Okay.
Well, we know what to do with web. So
Shall we deal with the hallways before we go through the door?
yes.
Jewel will pull out one of her torches.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna light the webs on fire.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Standard move.
I like it. All right. So you're just gonna set it on fire. It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a little bit to burn. So
Yeah, she just sort of watches.
Okay. All right. So you like those special effects? Those are for you.
Mhm, they look really
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
You know how you can get those special effects, chat?
That's right.
If you sign up for a free Roll20 account, you
Hey.
too can get access to a lot of awesome graphical features. Some features, however, you may need to sign up for a pro account, which comes with really cool things like the one we're using, which is the lighting effect.
That's right.
Just
Who doesn't like a
go
little
for
dynamic
it.
lighting? If you want to, if you want to impress your players with cool fire, yeah. So
So
the
click that link in chat.
that's right. Click it. Do it. The webs burst into flame, and they're quite, like I said, quite thick. And so it takes some time for them to burn away. But burn away they will. So yeah, eventually the room is clear. Now you just want to wait and hang out here until.
I mean,
like spiders still in the web? That we
No,
see
no,
Can
they
I-
are definitely not. No.
okay.
Can I
yeah, I think
examine the spider corpse?
yeah, Jill waits.
Yes. Yeah. You
Yeah,
want
I
to
want to know.
make an investigation check?
I don't know if I think that Makaria goes about it more like, how did this thing die? Like a medicine check.
Oh,
I mean, obvious.
okay. Yeah, make a medicine check.
Sorry, how did it die? It has a chandelier on it.
Got it.
So you examine the corpse with a 12. Looking for any sign of
Was it like attacked?
unusual business. I gotta say, 8 is correct. It was crushed by a chandelier and killed. Though it did have a congenital heart problem that would have killed it if the chandelier hadn't landed on it.
Okay, so it's
It
not
was
like,
actually in the midst of a heart attack.
so it's not like it's got like a bunch of claws on
It
it.
has spider cancer. It's cancer of the spider. You don't want to get that. It's bad. It's really bad. The whole spider cancer, it's not good for you.
Because I don't know,
I
if
will
you
say-
said spider cancer, I'd be worried that the cancer was tumors that were actually
tumors full of
Oh
spiders.
God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If I
Oh, that's
if I ever get
gross.
cancer, I hope it's spider cancer.
No.
Just gonna go ahead and make an incision. Oh God, it's full of spiders.
That's disgusting.
That's great. Thanks
That's
for
just
coming,
like that
everybody.
one. Are you afraid of? No. Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's full of spiders.
Ugh.
Anyway,
I will say this though, the chandelier was cut. The rope is sliced across, not like it didn't unthread and fall. It just did. Yeah.
Okay.
It was cut.
All right.
Mhm.
Is there any like venom sacks that I can take?
I don't know if you have the woodcraft to, and also it's been dead a while. It's all dry and
Oh,
shrivelly.
okay. That's
It's not it's not the kind of spider that you find under the fridge and it scampers away. This is the kind that's been there for like a year and it's just all curled up and it's not good.
gross.
Ugh.
Yeah, right.
Let's just wait for the fire. Cleanse
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So it's very, very fucking smoky in here now.
Sucks if you got lungs, I guess.
Which I didn't understand. I didn't really fully understand how bad it would be, like being in an underground environment, having there be a big fire, until I was in a parking lot and a car was on fire. And it is a nightmare. There is nowhere for the smoke to go. So like, yeah, I think this whole area is now quite smoky and like full of, like the visibility is still okay. It's dark, but it's all smoky and there's like burnt webbing smoke kind of like floating in the air everywhere. It'll dissipate eventually, but for right now, this is kind of where you're at.
So does magic fire leave that kind of smoke or no?
Well, this wasn't magic, but
But if it was,
well, like a fireball is a flash of fire, but what it lights on fire burns, right?
right?
that makes sense. So it's gross, but no, not full of spider webs. So
Yeah.
Jewel looks at the other two and will assume they're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to head up that way?
Yes, please.
All right.
Sneaky, kitty.
Okay. So you start to head down that hallway. It's a long hallway that heads north from where you are. There's no like serious webbing. Hang on for a second when you get to the corner.
Yep.
There's no like serious intense like webbing or anything around here. But I do need to make a check on something real quick. Let me see. Okay. It's fine.
We good?
Well, I mean, good is relative. So, I think Jewel, you get a little further, like go around the corner, and then I'll tell you what happens.
Jewel, don't do it. Don't go around.
How far around the corner? My
Like
passive perception is higher than it used to be.
Oh, I know. How high is it?
My proficiency bonus is 4 now, right?
It should have updated, right?
Yeah, it'll allow it.
It did. I don't think it did.
But you have
because
like you have like super expertise or whatever. So
yeah, I put expertise in it, so it's a +7. So I think it's 17 now. Let me update.
7. Even then.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I rolled good.
It's okay.
Yeah, so like you get, I don't know, like here maybe, like just one a little further, and then
great.
yeah,
Great.
and then
The spider falls on
the
my
giant
head.
spiders fall
cool.
off the ceiling.
Great.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I never saw this coming.
So yeah, skulking along the ceiling, giant spiders. I do
Way
really
more
like.
than I thought there would be.
We have different art for them too. This isn't just the stock monster menu art. This is way better.
Are
Look
they
at-
like Black Widows or something?
they're just
they
giant-
have like that red on them.
giant horrible spiders. And yeah, they drawn by the fire and by the smell of prey. The
Walking into a
giant spiders.
corridor covered with spider webs, and you wonder what is it that could have been hiding here. I
Yeah,
have
they
no
got a
idea.
24, so they managed to cling to the ceiling and do a good job hiding from you. So let me clear the initiative order, and then we are gonna fight some.
Quick question:
spiders. Yes.
during our 2 level ups, can my zombie have full health?
Yes.
skeleton?
Yes, your skeleton can be at full health.
Thank you.
Yeah, so go ahead and start rolling. We'll just skip all of you on the first turn through. So you get to go first. You react more quickly once you get over your surprise.
But I crit. Can I get a turn?
No,
Damn it.
this is not the role in which that matters.
Curses.
My skeleton's more prepared than I am,
Yeah, you
although it
didn't-
can't do anything.
What did you get for yourself? 6?
A 6, yeah.
Okay, all right. So the spiders go, then Jewel, you'll get to go. So the ones that are near targets, they just like drop and turn in midair and land, cushioned by their long, horrible legs. They all land and they immediately skitter into attack. The ones in the back, I think they just don't have the room to get at you. So Macaria, you get attacked by one of these giant spiders. What is your armor class right now?
I think it's 16. Yeah,
Okay.
16.
All right. Actually, let's see. I think they're gonna try to web you up first.
Oh no.
So let's move it a little ways away from you. So this one, it comes down the wall and gets its like torso under it, and then just squirts a web at you.
Gross.
It gets an 8. So you manage to like get your shield up and kind of deflect it against the wall and pull your shield free before it hardens. So there's a big like gloop of web on the wall over here. And then this spider up here drops right down into the middle of you, not knowing how dangerous that is as a position to be in. And attacks Jewel. With advantage because they're all. Oh, actually, yeah, they should have advantage because they're unseen at the beginning of the turn. So that web actually does hit you, Macaria. So your arm and your shield
Is that
are
because
stuck
it's
to
a
the wall.
stealth?
It's because they were stealth first. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are restrained by the webbing.
Cool.
You are stuck to the wall by your arm. So.
I cut my arm off.
All right, that's valid. That's a valid way to escape, I guess. Okay, so the one that drops down and attacks Jewel, it hits you, sinks one of its dagger-long fangs into you. You take 9 piercing damage, and you need to make a saving throw, Constitution save, I believe.
Poisons.
Does that not have the DC? Oh, it doesn't. Let me look in the bio.
I got a 9 on that saving throw.
Good, good, okay.
I'm gonna hope one of them's gonna attack 8, and I'm gonna half my damage to 5.
Okay, now hold on. You can. It's.
You
Hey,
can't
Dave.
react yet.
Yeah, you can't react yet because you haven't had a turn. So you
okay.
just
So I
have
can't
to
use my
take it.
reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, quick question. I think I know the answer to this, but I wanna check. Dave,
Yeah?
when a spider, like when it bites you, is it 1 if it deals 9 piercing? You're gonna take 9 piercing and 12 poison damage. Is that all one thing, or is it 2 separate things because there's a saving throw in the middle?
It's totally up to you. It's never made clear.
Yeah, okay. I think it's 2 separate things. But
In
anyway,
the same way that you can talk about it with like a paladin's smite, is it part of the attack?
right. Yeah. I think the smite is, but I think in this case, because there's a save in the middle of it, it's like you get 1 damage, then you save, then you get another damage. Like 2 separate things. It's just delivered the same way.
Seems fair,
Anyway,
I guess.
you're poison. You take the damage. You're poisoned now, which means you're paralyzed.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
Oh,
let
those
me
are scary spiders.
put the
Is it
grabby
what-
hand and the vial. There you go.
It
Okay.
was so great to be back
Jesus.
in the
So-
dungeon of the
Where
mad.
did your health go?
Yeah, it stabs you, and immediately your body just like starts to freeze up. There's this terrible burning sensation.
I took 21 points of damage. That's what happened to my health.
Yeah, yeah. And then so that's this one. That's this one over here. It's gonna one of the ones in the middle is gonna try to web 8. So let's see if it hits.
Okay.
It's like up on the wall and it shoots the web at you. So let's see here with advantage. Oh, this poison does a different thing. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. Even with the thing, you're fine. You're good. You dodge 8. So the poison, you make a DC 11 Constitution check on a failed save. You take the damage. If the poison damage reduces you to 0. Oh, I see. So it only paralyzes and poisons you if it would kill you normally. So the paralyze and poison is a separate effect that takes place when you drop. Okay, perfect.
It's an extra super fuck you if you roll 20 when you
Yes.
when you are stabilizing, because then you're still paralyzed.
You are
and
still,
poisoned.
yeah, right.
So you're like, yes, I get my turn. What can I? Oh.
No, yeah, you're Frodo'd. Okay, all right. So that's those 3. The ones in the back are gonna hold their action.
So you take the damage, but you will not paralyzed.
Yeah, you don't become paralyzed or while you're paralyzed while you're poisoned. You become poisoned if you drop to 0, but you aren't dying. It just stabilizes you because they take you alive.
Right.
Do I take the? I
take the
those
damage. You take the 9 and then you take the 12. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Jewel, now it is your turn.
Great.
Big stupid spider.
Yeah. Cool.
That is a word you could use to describe it. Yep.
Yeah. She wants to murder one of them and she doesn't like where she's standing. So, you know what? I think this is what we're going to, I can't move through the spider square, can I? The
No.
one in the corner.
No.
I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, you're stuck in between them.
All right.
You do have sneak attack though, because I'm within 5 feet of it.
That is true. I'm gonna stab that one. So yeah, we stab it. We stab it with cricket. That's what we do. Come on,
Okay.
come on. 24. Please tell me
That is definitely a hit. Yeah.
Great.
Which one is this? Is this the one?
This is the one in the corner.
Okay.
Right.
23 damage.
All right. Nice big hit. So yeah,
That
you
was-
you lash out with cricket, slicing through one of the thing's legs and burying the sword into its body. You yank it free. Some goo comes loose, and it shrieks in pain and like backs. It does that like spider backing away thing where like it gets some of its legs up on the wall and like pulls away from you, hissing and like flailing its little front legs at you. It's still alive, but you've hurt it gravely.
Her plan is I can move if it's dead. So she's gonna go for a second
Yeah, so
stab.
you just like lunge in for another attack. Yeah.
Yeah, with the offhand.
Okay.
She's like 17.
That's a hit. Yep.
Go for one more point of damage.
Nice. Yeah. So you lunge out at it, and your sword bounces off of the little like front claw as it lashes out at you. You cut into its carapace, but don't kill it. Okay. Macaria's skeleton stands there and drools. 8. It is your turn.
Okay, sweet. I am going to also stab this one. Hopefully,
Okay.
finish one of them off. There we go. We have an 18.
That is definitely enough to hit.
Okay, and I deal it 11 points of piercing damage.
Cool. You follow in. It's so focused on fighting Jewel that it turns its side to you, leaves its flanks open, and you thrust your spear in, or your javelin, and it dies.
Goodbye, spider. I'll step over its course. Course?
Okay.
I've been playing too much Final Fantasy. Someone does say course. Yeah, they use those archaic. No, I actually just misspoke. I will attack this one as well.
Okay. All right. You strike true.
24 is good. We'll deal another 14 points of damage.
Nice.
I will mark it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because we use the net for the mark. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you rush up and stab it, and yeah, you're good to go. Okay. Cool. So it is giant spider time. All right. So now that you have been restrained,
Dick.
what does restrain do? You can't move.
I think it's
You can't move, and your attacks have disadvantage, and attacks against you have advantage.
Okay. So the spider
I think
moves
it's
up. Spider moves up to. I gotta see if its webs recharge.
Yeah, and I've got disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So it moves up to attack. So it tries to bite you, Makari. Oh boy, it gets a crit.
Shit.
Would you like to use your ability to make
Yes,
it not
it's
a crit?
not a crit.
Okay. So you take 6 piercing damage,
Okay.
and if you can roll a Constitution save.
Will do.
Okay,
I
you
did
take
5?
another 9 poison damage.
God damn it.
6 and then 9. Do you want to know how much it would have been if it was a crit?
A lot.
It would have been 6 plus 8 piercing, and then 9 plus 15 poison. So literally, like Merkel, the black hand of Merkel, just like, no, stop, no, don't do that.
It gives a little extra resistance to my
Yeah.
flesh or whatever.
Well, so you're unable to peel yourself free from the wall, so you can't get your shield in the way, and it comes in. Maybe you flail out with your weapon, and it. I guess you have a bare hand in the other hand because you cast spells.
Yeah, it's
so
just my hand.
you probably just put your arm up to stop it. It slaps your arm aside and then right through, punctures 2 holes in the corner of your breastplate, and just sudden terrible pain as the poison courses through you. So these spiders are just gonna try to web the 2 of you. So let's take a shot at 8.
Okay.
Miss, of course. And then at Jewel, 17. Okay, so Jewel, you are splattered with web.
So rude.
The thing I don't understand about this encounter and so many others like it in Dungeons and Dragons history, spiders are not pack animals. Like, it's my understanding that adult spiders are solitary, so I don't
They
know
shouldn't come in packs like this. Doesn't make sense.
why. You know what? It doesn't matter. So
In D&D they are.
in D&D they are. That's right. In Faerun, spiders are friends with other spiders. So you two, you get a big goo of web on you, and then the spider that's in front of you, and I think this is where we see the marking in action, right? Where it probably does actually make some attempt to go after Jewel. There's several lunges, and 8, you're just 2 in its face, and it can't get past your shield. You keep poking at it with the javelin, and so it turns and makes its actual attack on you. You've got its full attention. So it tries to bite you. I get a 21, and you're good.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's a shriek of the razor's edge of the fangs against your shield, and then you shove the thing back. And despite the fact that this, I mean, they're just animals, right? It's only got 2 intelligence. But we do that thing where we anthropomorphize animals. It seems mad. It seems angry at you. You can feel frustration, or at least you can imagine it.
Has eyebrows above its compound eyes.
That's right, exactly. Little
Pedipalps kind of go up and
little
over.
spider face, and then there. Rah, he's mad. The mad spider. Okay, so you, yeah, you're good. Makaria, it's your turn. You are stuck to the wall. Now,
I'm
if you
real
want
stuck.
to, you can take your action to attempt to rip free from the webbing. You could also try to cut yourself free if you have a weapon that you want to draw and go after it with.
Here's the thing. I have a feeling that's a dexterity save.
No, it'll be a strength save. It's
It'll be
too
strength.
late for dexterity.
Okay, either way, I have a -1. There's no
This is
way.
one of those things where like you have to like physically pull yourself free, unless you're like Major Kusanagi, then you just rip your own arm off and it's fine.
I think that I'm more likely to get a hit with an attack.
You have
get
disadvantage, yeah.
than I am to get out of this webbing.
You can also, if you want, you can try to command your skeleton to try to free you, which would give you advantage when you make the save. Or the skeleton can try and cut you free.
I feel like the skeleton had a short bow.
I don't know what the skeleton was equipped with, but I see
It's
short sword.
sword.
I see short sword on its gear. So yeah, if you want, you could. So you have your action, you have your bonus action. You obviously can't move. What do you want to do?
I will bonus action to tell the skelly boy to get me out of this webbing. Just get it off of me.
Yeah.
And I will use my action to try and attack the spider.
Okay, what are you attacking it with?
I'm going to attack it with Toll the Dead because I don't get disadvantage on that.
Sure.
So
It's a
proud.
saving throw. Smart move.
Look at that.
Dave's so proud.
It's like the optimal turn. I'm super into it.
So let's see. DC 15 wisdom save.
Uh-huh.
Spiders
Is the
are like
spider white?
crayfish. It gets a 2. It fails. So
Sick.
it takes
11 damage then? Because I don't
okay,
think it's
yep,
been damaged.
11 damage. So again, the spider is not smart enough to know what is happening here, right? Like something with intelligence.
There's some noise and
well,
then
yeah,
it
something with
hurts.
intelligence in this world would be like, okay, the lady chanted and then now I feel bad, but this spider lunges in to get you, bites you, and then all of a sudden it just starts dying from the inside, right? So it squeals and like staggers back and like flails a little bit and like bashes into the wall. And I think it's doing that thing where it's like its hands are like on its wounds, like, oh, what's going on? Like it thinks something is like
Its
burning
wounds
it.
are inside.
Yeah, and it's just like flailing and squealing and is in pain.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and so there's like
Fucking
liquefied spider dripping out of its mouth.
I like Makaria's smiling right
yeah,
now.
Makaria's hype about that
I'm
shit, right?
pretty sure we're going to have to content monitor this for.
And
This is
yes,
getting pretty gross.
spiders. Is that your turn, Makaria? Because bonus
think
action, you can't move because you're restrained.
Yeah,
So yep.
I
All
think
right.
that's it.
Jewel, same situation. Your fur is just like matted with spider web.
This is the worst. So strength check to get out. Can I cut myself out at all?
Yep. Yeah. You've got weapons in your hands and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
You do have disadvantage to attack the web, but it probably
You do. That's true. Dave, the web has no listed armor class. You can't attack it.
It does. I happen to know for a fact.
You just hold up the stat block. Don't threaten me with a stat block, Dave. Yeah, go ahead. You go
Yeah,
ahead if
I
that's
think
what
she
you want
will
to do.
try and cut herself out of it.
Now remember, you get your regular attack, and if you do a regular attack, you get a bonus attack. So
I
you've
think-
got some flexibility here. If you regular attack the giant spider, you can bonus attack the web, or you can regular attack the web and bonus attack the spider, or both, or you can take 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I just kind of want to make sure that it can be used on the web. I guess I assume it can.
Can what be
Because I've
used on the
stabbed
web?
2 separate creatures, so
Yeah.
I think I just have to make the attack.
Oh yeah. No, you just get another attack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she'll try and regular stab the spider because it is slightly more terrifying than being stuck to the wall. And also it's the good sword. So, and then she'll try the other one. Plus she's got sneak attack right now because 8.
You're gonna give your short sword, your regular short sword, a self-esteem complex. This is my good sword, Cricket. This sword, don't
Does she
talk to
still have
that
sneak
sword.
attack if she has disadvantage?
No, if you have disadvantage from any source, you don't get sneak attack.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Then she will try and attack
The web's not a creature anyway.
the
but-
web. This is gonna try and attack the web.
Okay, do it.
Oh, I had disadvantage.
You know what? I have that mood sometimes. I would also love to attack the web. It's just too big. You
It's a
can't.
12 hit.
No matter what you do, you can't hurt it. The 12 does. Yes, the 12 will hit the web.
Do I need to roll damage for it?
Yes, please.
7.
7. Yes, you cut yourself free.
Okay. And then with her other sword, she shoots the spider.
Yeah, now you're free. And this spider has fully got its attention on 8. It's almost like they're dueling. Yeah, and you just slip in and thunk.
She crits. And I have sneak attack on this one because I have not used it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. And you double that.
So much damage.
Oh, right, because you have big damage now, right, on sneak attacks.
I have 46. It's 25 plus another is 32. 32 damage.
One last terrifying shriek, and the spider pulls away from you, surprised and terrified. All of its legs like pull up, and it falls over sideways, tries to get away, and then dies.
She's now going to move back to try and help Makaria.
Yeah.
I don't think she can't actually do anything because I don't have any more actions, but she moves back here to be like, I will assist you.
Okay. Makaria, do you want to roll the attack for your skeleton?
Sure thing.
See if we can cut you free.
Sure. So.
And now I'm just thinking about Makaria like getting undead servants like move furniture and like, no, I think I like it better on the veranda. Move the couch out there.
I mean, I did make Rin's unseen servant do stuff for me.
Okay, so you're cut free. That's what the skeleton does this turn.
Good job, Skelly boy.
Yeah, he just saws away at the webs and yanks you free. And yeah, for folks who are asking, I think technically the offhand attack it's supposed to come after a main attack because I think it's a product of that attack. Because a lot of those abilities are like you get another attack after you make the attack roll. You get a free attack, but it's fine. It's not a huge
that was
deal.
technically the offhand attack.
Yeah, you just can't make it first.
She did.
Cricket has to be the first thing you do, so you would have had disadvantage against the spider, or you would have attacked. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I thought she did have disadvantage.
Oh, you did. Yeah. So, that's right. Yeah, you use cricket on the thing, and then yes, that's right. Yeah.
And the sneak attack.
Yeah.
Which is why it is ever so slightly less damage.
I'm just so used to you doing such terrible damage with that weapon, but you did. There was no bonus, so we did do it in the right order. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
It's just because I crit.
Yeah, and there's some questions about like whether or not we duplicate the poison damage on a crit. I have always rolled that all of the attack stuff, like it's the same as the sentinel strike and stuff. Like you just double it because it's part of that attack, and crits are fun, and it's more fun to roll more dice. Makaria, your skeleton is done. 8. Speaking of dealing damage, it is your turn.
Yeah, the 3 of them have probably got stuff in hand, so we'll take the fight to the spiders.
Yeah.
For some unfortunate fellows. Hopefully they got stuff on them. I will stab the...
Hell yeah, do it.
Javelin attack 1. We have rolled a...
Oof.
Miss. Javelin attack 2.
Giant spider defends itself.
A 13.
Ooh, is that a hit? You miss. That's 2 misses.
Well, that didn't go super well.
Yeah.
I don't mind blowing my action surge on these dorks.
I'm gonna roll a recharge on the spider's webs. Nope, they don't. So they both just move in to try to bite you. 8.
Okay, that's cool.
First one, I got a 16. Second one, a 15. Okay, they are tied up fighting you. Tied up in your armor class. Makaria. Hold on, there's one more. Makaria, you get your attack 1 too.
Sick.
He bites you and gets a 17. Is that a hit?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, Constitution save, please.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Do it. Roll bad and take a bunch of damage. Nope, you succeed.
12.
Okay, so you take half damage from the poison. So you take 11 piercing and 3 poison.
-3 poison.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Whoa.
Now it is your turn, Makaria.
My turn. Okay. Well, I don't think that these have that much health left. From what we've done already.
They do seem to be pretty. They're crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside.
So I think I'm not going to waste a spell, and I'm just going to toll the dead this guy again.
Okay.
I got a 2 last time.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't think that's enough.
Oh, the worst. Okay, got to fail. So he takes 8 necrotic damage. It's still dying, and it doesn't know why, and it's angry, and it's trying to kill you. And it's
Are there more spiders up there?
2.
I'm wondering if I should bonus action for my skelly boy. my skelly.
I mean, you should tell the skeleton to do something, right?
Skelly boy,
Spiders.
attack the spiders.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. Jewel, your turn.
Jewel looks and they appear to have this under control, so she is gonna go up and help 8. Like, never mind. And then she backs up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one in front of her. So she will stab that one.
Yeah.
And
So you come
yes.
around the corner to fight alongside 8. Yep.
Yep. 15?
Yeah, that's a hit. And these things aren't too hard to hit.
Okay, sweet. For 18. Wow, that sneak attack feels real good.
Yeah, right. Having that big sneak attack and getting it so
yeah,
often,
25
that's
damage.
a lot. You deal a lot of damage. Yeah, so you again, same thing. Like you're finding all of these opportunities while 8 is just like bravely tanking hits. You just come in and just stab.
It's like, oh, that looks
Stab.
soft. So all these little crevices between their carapaces, and then offhand for another one.
Nice.
20.
And this is on the same one?
Yeah, same one.
Okay,
3 damage.
you kill it. Any amount of damage would have killed it. No problem.
Oh,
Just
It was 1 HP, was it?
yeah, two quick stabs. The first one gets his attention and it turns and you just jam your sword into its head and the other one and it slumps to the
Turns
ground.
out, giant spiders weak to short sword in fantasy settings. Who knew?
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, magic short sword. Yeah.
I know that.
I love that is like one of my favorite parts of all of Lord of the Rings. Like I fucking love Ungoliant and Cirith Ungol and Shelob and that whole all the giant spider shit. Up until the point where they decided to make her a hot lady. And then
wait, what?
And then
Is this some Cimmerillion bullshit?
no, this is Shadow of War. This is a video game that decided to make Shelob a hot chick.
No, she's a giant spider.
Giant
monster.
spider, unless
That can turn into.
yeah, nope, giant, hot chick. All right, so
Skelly boy.
it is the skeleton's turn. Yeah,
Skelly boy. The Skelly boy rolls a 9.
not sufficient to penetrate the armor of the giant spider.
Damn it! You did so well cutting me out of the wall.
That was an inanimate object.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
all a skeleton can do.
that's
it tries so
it's your
hard.
turn, 8.
Right, let's try this again. This time, not so bad, please.
Hell yeah,
First attack is 13 points of damage.
nice.
Nice.
Another hit. And I miss that second one because I'm
Yep.
terrible. I mock it as well. just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah, I mean it's got nowhere else to go and nothing else to do, so it will bite you
Okay.
or try. It will fail. I've just like God this so like it attacked you initially. I got an 18, so it doesn't matter, but it attacked you initially because you look like prey, right? You have a head and arms and legs and like they've seen these things have seen people in armor before. But then it's attacking you and it can't get at you. And like I don't know how the sense of smell works for spiders, but like it would probably be very confused right now because it's just like no part of you isn't made out of metal.
Capacity. I don't think it has the capacity to be confused.
Can spiders smell? I'm going to look it up.
I think that it wouldn't like confusion is you're anthropomorphizing it again.
Well,
It would,
yeah, confusion
Right.
is expecting one thing and getting different results. Right? Where you're like,
but I don't think that the spider has expectations in that way.
yeah, well, I mean, it has instincts, and its instinct is when I stick my fangs into something, it stops moving, right? It
And
dies.
then just keep sticking your fangs in. It.
Yeah, I think it would
Yeah.
just keep.
Well,
doing-
that's what I
just
mean.
keep
Is that
going.
until it dies.
Yeah, it just keeps attacking, and it can't like it's like attacking a rock or a tree, but the tree is moving like prey.
Yeah.
And I guess that's something you can do to trick animals, is like have a fake version of something they would normally hunt, and yeah, totally.
And they get tricked by it. There's
Yeah, you get
not.
Spiders can taste and smell through their legs.
There you go.
Huh.
Cool. So it's just like tasting you so hard right now. Just it tastes like metal and blood.
Wow, let's not.
Makari, it's your turn.
Is it? No,
Mhm.
the spider didn't attack me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I failed so hard on Dave, I forgot I even got another attack. I was demoralized. I got a 17. I got 17 on you.
All right, come at me.
You take 11 piercing damage, and then I need you to make a saving throw.
Eee.
Do.
Nice.
22.
Okay, so you only take 4. You only take 4 poison damage.
All right. Now it's my turn.
Yes.
All right, you motherfucker. Toll the dead.
And I thought we would go the whole turn without any painful insults. Okay, Toll the dead. So this time you get the good number on the correct side.
Thank you. Yes. Rolling. Okay.
It gets a 7. It takes 12 damage and it dies. So this spider died purely from Toll the Dead, and it goes to its spidery grave, never knowing exactly what happened.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And how smart does an animal have to be to bite something and then have it hurt them and then not bite it again? And
4.
like, would it make that connection? Like, it didn't happen at the same time.
It has to be 4 intelligence.
Poor dead spider. It's toast.
If I walked behind the corner
Yeah.
and came
Right.
back out, would it assume I'm the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, what intelligence do you need to have object permanence? To
4.
recognize 8 versus like a suit of armor versus like, how can it tell any of you apart? Yeah. Yeah, you can move, Makaria, and then you have a bonus action.
I move a bit.
Yeah.
And then that spider that 8's fighting looks pretty hurt, right?
Yes, because 8's fighting it.
I'm gonna tell my skeleton to move into this room. I basically want to use it as bait for if there are more spiders. So just like I see this hallway and I'm like, go that way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just opening a
They
tab.
defined ravens as having 2 intelligence, but we know that ravens are pretty intelligent.
See, that's the trick, right? Like the scale is very limited in terms of what it considers intelligence, and it doesn't measure like sapience either.
Yeah,
like
because like ravens can use tools.
Yeah, like
And definitely have object permanence.
theoretically, a human who has been reduced to 2 intelligence should be as dumb as an animal always is at 2 intelligence. But I'm pretty sure that if you're a human with 2 intelligence, you're stupider than a raven usually is, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's Who knows? Who knows? All right, is that your turn, Makaria? What did you command your Skeletor to do?
I told it to go into this room.
Okay,
I told it to move in
go
that
check it out.
direction.
Okay.
It's gonna be spider bait if there's more spiders.
Jewel, it's your turn. You want to try to finish this thing off?
Heck yeah. She like climbs over this giant spider. She could have gone through 8 square, but no, she scrambles over the spider. And then she stabs the spider with a 27.
Okay, yeah, you totally hit
19
it.
damage.
Oh yeah. It had 13 hit points.
Rip.
Toast. You too, like, especially now that you have this like massive sneak attack damage, like 8 and Jewel are a pretty fucking good team, right? Like
That's why
Yeah,
they
it
should
was
get
tough.
married.
yeah, like the whole like 8 marks them. They can't get through that high armor class, and then Jewel, you have the advantage and just like stab, dead.
Imagine
stab.
what Jewel could do with +2 AC.
The interesting part now is even if they do recognize that, if they're a smarter creature,
Yeah.
and try and attack Jewel, I now have a feature to improve her AC, which
Sick.
gets attacked. So
I also have a feature to improve her AC.
We're not getting married.
but
I'm a
maybe we
child.
should get married.
I'm 5 years old.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I think it's not about like I think that 5e there should be a rule for determining like a Warforged ages into adulthood at a different time than like
I mean, Warforged age exactly as much as they age differently than humans too. But also remember, like elves live forever and they're not any more like mature than humans. Like it's just a change in the length of their lifespan.
honestly I think a Warforged is an adult when it's created.
It's the thing is though, is it's whether you consider age to simply be a product of how long you were alive versus your life experience. Can eight
most people just count how long
consent
you've
to
been alive.
marriage?
Most people just count how long you've been alive and not your life experience.
Right,
Like,
but remember, we live in a world where
There's
we
no
don't
way
have
to
sentient creatures
quantify.
that live longer or less long than.
but like we have different governments that consider one person an adult at 18.
Yeah, so it's
one person
cultural,
an
right? So
adult
age
at
is
16.
a combination of culture and 8 has no culture, right? 8 comes from a people that have no culture of their own.
So would a robot
Yeah,
that's
so-
not
I
sentient
guess it's
have
kind of
an
true.
age at which it would be considered adult? No, 8 is an
No.
adult when they're
No,
created.
because if it's not sentient, it can't be an adult.
I feel like 8
Yeah.
is
Can't be an independent person.
I mean, I feel like yeah. And again, the problem is it's not even 8's call, because if 8 isn't an adult, they can't say I'm an adult, because they're not. Because
So
like,
then
like a
is it
5-year-old can't
Macaria's
say
call? Is it Merkel's call?
that.
Whose
We
call
talked
is
about
it?
that before. How can they get married? Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the call of the greater culture around you. It would be the Church
I
of
feel
God
like
that
it's
would
the
make
call
that
of
decision.
the GM.
No, because I'm just the arbiter of the rules and the player of the NPCs. I don't get
Why-
to decide cultural norms.
You
Can-
are the arbiter of the rules, and this is a spell at which
Yes.
there is a rule that
So
requires.
the thing that supersedes that is that to get married
I
you have to
think 8 also-
consent, and I
yeah.
don't think that 8 wants to get married.
If
That's
you
the
can
bypass.
If Macaria can find a priest that can somehow, and for some reason, praise to 8's god from another dimension, who isn't really actually a god, it's just a robot made of swords, and asks them, then we will find it.
Dear God, who is a robot made of swords,
Yeah, that's a
holy
question,
in thy
because-
scabbard, please.
So 8 does worship a being, a creature.
It's not.
The Lord of Blades.
But is it worship, or is it simply like filial piety in like a progenitor sense?
No. 8 was part of the cult.
That's right. Yeah.
Lord of Blades created and split off, and that's why they killed people.
Yeah, that's right. So you have a reverence, a special reverence for the Lord of Blades, from whom you are absent. And so far, none of these gods really stand up. Like these soft, weak human gods, none of them are made of swords.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Jewel goes and looks at the room in the north.
Okay, all right. So let me first let me know. So I got to check something on Toll the Dead. Okay, yeah. So someone was asking about if Toll the Dead, if the D12 scales. Yep, both sides of it scale. They scale normally.
it
The macro
scales,
is set up
yeah.
fine. Yep. I just wanted to check. And then let's see. You've killed 5 spiders. Good. Okay. So when you come to this corner, yeah, you can see into 2 different rooms. There's a room to the north and a room to the south. Now the skeleton, let's go there because you commanded the skeleton go into that room. So the skeleton
Yeah.
does. So the skeleton
Are there
comes around
spiders
the corner,
attack?
walks into the room. Let me describe what the skeleton walks into because it gets there before you get a chance to say or do anything. Let's see. That is room 19E. Yeah, so the skeleton immediately walks into the room and gets caught in spider webs.
Yeah.
Just walks right into a big nest of spider webs and immediately becomes tangled in them and continues to try to walk robot-like into the room until you tell it to stop. But it basically just gets itself all fucking tangled around.
Yeah. Does it get attacked and eaten by a spider?
It is not attacked and eaten by spiders. No,
That was the question.
the room you can barely see through it, except there are desiccated, somewhat small. These are not full adult human size bundles, desiccated corpses wrapped up in webbing. And then to the north, meanwhile, up here, this room, all this room says is 5 giant spiders lair here and attack all intruders. So I imagine there's probably like a bunch of, they don't keep their food here. So there's probably just a bunch of webbing, and this is where the spiders hang out.
you can collect a bunch of their tiny eggs and use them as ingredients in alchemy.
That's right. If you right click on it, your character will. Yeah.
Why would Jewel do that?
Sometimes you might get a pet. There's like a 1 in 1,000 chance. But yeah. So the spider warren. This room is just like empty otherwise. Though to answer your question earlier, and someone posted this in chat. Macaria, I believe, asked about this. Harvesting their venom
poison,
or whatever. Yeah.
The poison for Cusco. Cusco's
I
poison.
think you can, but I can't remember.
I think it's a nature check. Someone said
It
or
is, yeah.
survival.
It's an nature check. I just can't remember what page it's on or in one book. It's probably the monster manual.
285 in the something.
I know there are rules within a product that I have no business promoting.
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Let me find it.
Okay.
It makes me sad that the DMG is like the one book that we haven't ported over to Roll20 yet. I'm not totally sure why. I know we're working on it. DMG, here we go. Let's see. Poison?
The poison.
Page
for
258. Thank you, Ink Corvid.
Awesome.
Ink Corvid, like, universally on it across multiple shows for years. Literally just like so on it. Thank you, Ink Corvid. Harvesting poison. Here we go. The creature must be incapacitated or dead. It takes 1d6 minutes followed by a DC 20 nature check. Proficiency with the poisoner's kit applies to it if you don't have proficiency in nature on a successful check, etc. So you actually have 5 attempts if you want to try to get some spider venom.
I don't have proficiency in nature, and
Okay.
I don't have a poisoner's kit.
Does anybody have nature proficiency?
Proficiency.
Okay. Does anybody have poisoner's kit proficiency?
No. Why would I care about poison?
I don't know. I just was checking. Let me check Rin. Just because, you know.
What if I...
No. 3 different musical instruments though.
I
Okay, so
instruct
you
the
can make
skeleton.
you can make an unskilled check, right? You can just
I mean,
make a
you
nature.
always can, right?
Yeah.
I instructed the skeleton to like get itself out of the things.
Hold on.
Oh, an 18. So
It's
close.
DC 20. You can't succeed on
I
this.
can't succeed, but I got an 18.
I'll do it. Watch this. Easiest roll of my life.
So that's 1 spider gone. That's 2 spiders gone.
Yeah, okay, that's 2. 2 of them are too badly injured. Too badly stabbed.
Oh,
So close.
close.
that's 3
Okay,
spiders
3
gone.
spiders. So you get 2 more.
I can't do it. I can't even. I, have
I
negative
think I
1.
have
There's
the
no way.
best
Okay.
odds
You
So-
do have the best odds
because I
you
have the
plus
stone of good
1.
luck. So
I will cast guidance on you.
Okay, there you go.
okay,
Shit.
okay.
That's the first time that I've cast guidance.
Guidance. All right, so you get an extra D4.
All right, let's do this.
Level 7. Only
No.
1 time.
16.
Okay.
Oh, a D4. Get that 4. Big 4.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is. Okay, so that's
Spider
1, 2, 3,
poison.
4 spiders. Okay, so you get
Do it
one
one more
spider
time.
poison. You get 1 more spider that you can.
Jules like, what is this? What you want?
Yeah, I do. I do want that. Thank
Okay,
you.
so you get one more chance.
Slaps it on the ground next to you.
Wow.
All right, let's do this.
Giant Spider poison.
Do I still have the?
You have 1 more time. Yes.
You can get guidance
cast
again.
guidance again.
Yeah.
No.
No.
All right, so here's the thing though. On a failed check, you can't extract it. If you fail the check by 5 or more, you're subjected to the creature's poison. So 8 and Jewel both. Jewel, that the last time you're like trying to get it out, and you accidentally like slip, and there's
In
a
her
squirt.
eye.
Yeah, and it burns. It burns. So I need a DC 11 con save from both 8 and Jewel. You nerds.
Crit.
Okay, all right.
22.
The funny thing is, it's not even DM bullshit. I just only read most of the rule to you. You could have finished reading the rule yourself. All right, so 8, you succeed. You take half of this.
Oh shit! The skeleton totally gets itself out of the webs.
Hang on a second. So you take 11 damage. 8. And
I
then
take half of that,
Yeah.
so I take 5. And
Okay.
I have resistance to poison, so I take 2.
you take 2. Yep. And then Jewel, you also saved, so you take half of this. You take 6. Cool. All right.
Wow, if I'd known that, I
Hey,
wouldn't
can you
even-
use your reaction? You can use your reaction.
No, it's
Can
not an
you?
attack.
Not an attack.
Oh.
The only attack is your own ineptitude. And then the skeleton, let me check, because this isn't necessarily the same webbing. This isn't the squirt web.
Okay. Well, it got a 24.
This
so.
isn't the shot web. This is the room web.
Is that a squirt web?
Yeah, no, you can cut it. We'll treat it the same way. It cuts itself free, and then you can also like chop your way through it in the same manner if you want to like hack it apart. Because if you light it on fire, it'll light all the bodies on fire and stuff inside too.
Oh, I want to know about the bodies. I can make them
Okay,
into
well
skeletons.
we'll talk about the bodies in just a minute. We're gonna take a break. So stick around. We will be we'll be right back. Maybe with more giant spiders. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the giant spider thing is done. Stick around.